Hello, folks. So I decided to do a little quick loot run, and then later I'll do a expedition just to kind of show that a fire staff and warhammer can work together. So there we show the knockdown. Here we show the fire staff, and so let me pop into my stats real quick, and so you can see I only have a 5 strength. I have my tent for my fire staff, and then I have my con. So you'll notice my physical and elemental. So one of the things you'll see, and I just happen to be in my Angry Earth. Let me switch real quick since I'm in corruption. I'll switch to my corruption armor. And you can see I have very high physical and elemental, and that's because of heavy armor. And everybody dodges, and I've never been a big dodger. I PvP, I do on my build, do fire and ice. But for this, I'm actually wearing heavy. And I'm doing that is I like survivability. And like I said, I'll do a video showing this. I've actually run this build in M10s. Just completed a gold M in Genesis last night. So what do I've got accelerating flamethrower. Yes, it's great for the 20% boost in speed, but really for me it's about making that last 15% longer. I'm wanting to do burn down, and you'll also notice that I've got opal in my armor, which gives me an additional 2%, and it also, because it's an opal, it gives me 2% absorption. Instead of doing gems every expedition, I'm running the builds where I'm doing the opal, and then I can switch. In the case here, I've got a protection in, just running and the open, it doesn't really matter. But by running that nature, we can see that down here I get 22% damage reduction. If I switch it to my fire, then it would go to 22% fire, and that's plenty for even an M10 expedition. So the rest of my armor is just all heavy con. And the reason I did con is I also run a lot. And so if I'm tanking, I just switch my stats to strength and con. My weapons, which you'll see I do have here in my inventory. I've got my Titan Wall, my hatchet, my Curiosity Greed. I was actually in a Lost Our tank, and in mid-expedition I switched over, and all I did was change my stats and my weapons and from this build, doing the fire staff, to being a tank. The other thing, staff, is I did build this fire staff. I do have ignited opal again, to try to do as much damage as possible. Actually, did come with it when my remnant was the keen 12% chance of, and then I have empowering fireball, which is not as powerful since they made the changes. Because percent for targets above, or 58% for targets above 50%. That's still pretty strong, and it works pretty well. Of course, I've got flame attunement, and so when I built this staff, I did use I was able to do both the fireball and the attunement, and then the keen. And so, and I'm gonna go ahead and jump out and read that. So we got this corner here, and so what I'll do, I'll knock him down. Whoops, missed him. He moved on me. It happens. So we'll go ahead and we'll notice I'm already reset, so I'll jump down to the next area. And so again, I'm going to come in, knock him down, fireball him, flamethrow him. And because I'm heavy, notice I'm taking these hits and I'm just taking them. If I was light, that guy probably could kill me with me trying to stay in that. You take some food, and so it's kind of the way you play this build is you just go up, get a little lag, get a warning, and then you do little numbers on the flamethrower. It's pretty sweet. Then I've been able to run doing this loot run, so if you've watched that video, you're familiar with what this loot run does. Gives you a lot of good stuff. Again, fireballing, flamethrowing. Now, works much better when you're not got lag going on like I do today, but that's okay. So here's this named guy. Knock him down. Fireball him. Flamethrowing. And so that gives you an example in open world how you can use this build. And if you're in a group, we have the utility of you knocking it down for the group. You know, the person has crowd. Fire and ice. You don't have a lot of crowd control. I guess your ability in ice, if you get it right and get the crowd control, or but. And like I said, doing the heavy gives me the survivability. A few expeditions, I've had one changing and on expeditions that I can survive. I can take the hits. I can go around. Ability. Weapon. We can see that I've got it set up for fireball. I've got it set up for burnout. And so you get a little escapability using burnout. So that's character. Suspect. You can use it in this case. You have your other abilities if you wish to on your Warhammer. You come over to War. I do have it set up for level, but Wrecking Ball is one that I really. It's all about knocking one down. If you want to do some if you want to do some shockwaves, set it up different ways, you can do that. But like I want to knock him down. I want him momentarily. Again, I wish we wasn't getting this little lag spikes here, but you should have gotten the point. And hey, go out and have some fun. You don't have to play the meta in this game. I will tell you that when I try to get into expeditions, especially some of the high level, there's people who are not going to let me in, and that's they don't understand it. They don't understand the build, or I had one guy actually send me back a direct message and said he likes playing with meta builds, and so he wouldn't let me in his group, and that's because the next day I ended up in the group. He joins the group, and I picked him up a couple times in the dungeon when he got taken down on his meta build while I was still up. So, that's okay. Let him play his meta build. Let others play their build. If you find something you enjoy doing and you can get it to work and you can still do damage, good damage, and you can survive, have fun with it. Play it. He doesn't have to understand it, and honestly, started playing this build. I picked up a number of friends on my friends list because they like how it's playing. They like what they're seeing with it, and so they're actually adding me to their friends list to get me into more things. And I just played in that 9 last night. I had a guy actually how I had it built, and he now wants to try it out. People don't realize, and I actually had somebody tell me that you can't use a Warhammer. Wrecking Ball knockdown works just as well with a 5 strength as it does the way this game is built. So it doesn't matter that I only have a 5 strength. I still knock things down here. I've knocked down bosses. I knocked down bosses in expeditions just as well as the guy with a 300 strap. Like I said, play the game, have fun. Don't let people tell you that you have to play the meta. That's fine. How I like to play. I like to play with the game. So later on, when I get a chance, and it's still early morning here, so there's not a lot of high-level mutation run, but hopefully later today, I'll get the chance to running this in an expedition, and hopefully an M10, and give you a chance to see how it works there.